Hello, and welcome back to the Truth About Hemorrhoids question and answer. Today we have a question from Denise. She says, I gave birth to my son 7 months ago, and I developed hemorrhoids during childbirth. Before being released home, I had asked my doctor about it, and he told me that it was normal to develop hemorrhoids during pregnancy and childbirth, but that they would go away. My husband had hemorrhoids really bad about 9 years ago and had a hemorrhoidectomy, and his recovery was brutal. Furthermore, he had a lot of trouble controlling his bowels afterward. I am really confused because my doctor told me they would go away, but they haven't. They have actually gotten worse, and now I am thinking I will have to have the same surgery as my husband had. Now he is okay, but it took him about 6 months to get back to normal. I have read your book and will definitely follow all your advice on finding the right doctor, but I am still a little nervous when my doctor said one thing, but reality says another. Denise, I can certainly sympathize with you, especially since you have experienced what sounds like a complex hemorrhoidectomy with your husband, and I'm sure you don't want to have to go through what he went through. Well, I certainly do have some good news for you. But first, let's talk a little bit about your doctor and what he said. When he said that it was normal for you to develop hemorrhoids during pregnancy, he was quite correct, as quite a few women during pregnancy and during childbirth do develop hemorrhoids. Now, here is the fascinating part. After childbirth, the woman's body will, in a lot of cases, repair the hemorrhoids. Doctors don't know how they do it, and they don't know why only the women's body does it, but it just happens. And only in women and only after childbirth. Sounds crazy, right? But like in your case, not all women will repair their hemorrhoids. But why is that? Well, again, doctors don't know why that is. Well, one theory, actually the most common theory, is that they must just be predisposed or genetically disposed through heredity to having hemorrhoids. But on the bright side, this isn't a decade ago when your husband had his surgery done. The tools and the techniques used today are completely different. You can throw away all you know about the complex hemorrhoidectomy that your husband had, because I'll tell you, that's the surgery that I had a year ago, and I recovered within 10 days. Actually, within 4 days, I was back to my normal routine. I was just taking a little bit of the pain medication, but within 10 days, I was done. I was done with pain medication. I was completely back to normal. Although the doctors will tell you it's 6 weeks before you can get back to like really heavy lifting. If you have a job that requires you to do real heavy lifting, you're going to be prohibited from doing that for about 6 weeks. But as far as the pain goes, there was very little pain. I left the hospital. I think the surgery was less than an hour. I was in and out of there in 3 hours, and there was absolutely no pain when I left, and the whole time I didn't feel any pain. Even my first bowel movement after the surgery, there was very little pain associated with it. As a matter of fact, I had told my wife that the pain just from my everyday hemorrhoids was worse than the worst pain of the surgical procedure. So keep in mind that 10 years ago, if you had grade 3 prolapsed hemorrhoids, you were going to have the surgical removal like your husband had. Today, that same condition can be treated in office with the IRC. You don't lose there's no recovery time. You don't lose any work. You don't lose any time. You drive home from the doctor's office. So technology and techniques have come a long, long way, and I'm sure that you're going to be just fine. You get in to see the doctor. We look forward to hearing how you progress through this, and I'm sure it's going to be a good report. So we thank you for your question, and we thank you for tuning in to The Truth About Hemorrhoids. And remember, if you have any questions, you can email them to us at hemorrhoidstruth@live.net, or you can always go to our website, www.truthabouthemorrhoids.net, and you can go to the question and comment section and submit a question there. Thank you very much, and until next time, go get yourself fixed.